While Donald Trump inches the United States closer to war with Iran, Nikki Haley has decided to rip a page out of the pre-Iraq war playbook by claiming that anyone who criticizes Donald Trump is a fanatic for Iran and a supporter of Soleimani. Take a look.
You don't see anyone standing up for Iran. You're not hearing any of the Gulf members. You're not hearing China. You're not hearing Russia. The only ones that are mourning the loss of Soleimani are our Democrat leadership and our Democrat presidential candidates. No one else in the world, because they knew that this man had evil veins. They knew what he was capable of, and they saw the destruction and the lives lost based from his hands.
So let's be clear, there isn't a single Democrat who's mourning the loss of Soleimani. However, there are clear-headed individuals, both on the left and the right, who are criticizing Donald Trump's decision to do this because it escalates war with Iran and it actually puts our military and US personnel abroad in danger. So there's a question about strategy here that Nikki Haley is purposely leaving out of the discussion. And I want to be clear about one other thing. She claims that Russia isn't speaking out against what Trump did. China isn't speaking out against what Trump did. So I want to go to a few excerpts from the Atlantic Council. And here's what Russia had to say about the whole situation. Moscow has reacted negatively to Washington's announcement that Iranian Quds Brigade commander General Qasem Soleimani was killed in Baghdad in a US drone attack. Russian President Vladimir Putin, in a conversation with French President Emmanuel Macron, agreed that US actions have the potential to seriously aggravate the situation in the region.
Oh, look at that, Nikki Haley was lying, huh? Well. But all the press will say, oh, moderate Republican, moderate Republican. I'll tell you why they're saying that in a second, but I don't want to bury the lead. All the facts that Anna pointed out are very important. But did she say that he had evil veins? What the hell is evil veins?
Cenk, you can't help yourself. Do you know how much I wanted to poke fun at General Salami earlier, but I didn't because I'm an adult.
No, okay? I know, but look, it's not us, it's her. Yeah. Who says, oh no, it's okay, we had to kill the guy because he had evil veins? What is he, a Sith Lord? Is there evil running through his veins? And so, but they say things like this that is so childish. And a lot of the Republican voters are like, oh yeah, we had to kill him because obviously the evil ankles and the evil knees and the evil veins. And they take this stuff seriously. I mean, it's what people in insane asylums say. Anyway, look, who is Nikki Haley? She is a neocon. And so these neoconservatives are, and this is what's really maddening, are celebrated by our media. So if Donald Trump is a particular anti-establishment, incredibly unintelligent monster, etc., but he's a unique case, right? But if you're a Republican who agrees with him on 90% of stuff and is actually worse in the case of war, although Trump now is about to be worse than anybody else. But Nikki Haley has always been worse than Trump in wanting to get into a war with Iran, right? So she's ecstatic. She's a female John Bolton. She's like, yes, finally, we have blood all over our hands, right? What does the media do? A moderate Nikki Haley. No, Nikki Haley is actually more extreme than even Donald Trump. There's nothing at all moderate about her, but the media will lie on our behalf and pretend that this massive, insane right-winger is a moderate. Don't believe them, don't believe them. If Nikki Haley comes into office, a lot of the press would kiss her ass and be like, oh, Nikki Haley, the moderate Republican, everything's back in order. The establishment is back in charge, more wars, but it's done with someone slightly smarter and way slimier than Sarah Palin.
What's incredible to me is how people like Nikki Haley, and it's not just Nikki Haley, we've seen it happen with all sorts of people in positions of power in government. They'll go on cable news, they will straight up lie, which is what she did when it came to the response to what Trump did. And they never get fact checked in real time. They have all the resources in the world, right? And so there's some portion of the American people who think that Russia's on board with what Trump did, that China's on board with what Trump did, that there were no mourners in Iran. Iran feels liberated. Let's show you a video of how liberated Iran feels. This was actually to mourn the death of Soleimani. So there were giant crowds, hundreds of thousands of people who took to the streets. It was so significant that there was a stampede and dozens of people died as a result. So I'm not saying this to say like, oh, let's all mourn Soleimani. I'm saying it because you should know the full context of what's going on, and don't allow the Trump administration and other warmongers convince you that what Trump did is celebrated around the world. It is not. Here's a statement from China. Now, again, this is an excerpt from a report by the Atlantic Council, and they write, perhaps as a reflection of the poor state of China-US relations, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Li was uncharacteristically blunt, saying China will stand with Iran against unilateralism and bullying, and claiming the unilateral withdrawal by the US from the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, that's the Iran nuclear deal, giving up on its international commitments and attempts to exert maximum pressure on Iran are the sources of the current tension arising over the Iranian nuclear issue. In other words, this is going to lead to the nuclear weapons that Donald Trump allegedly doesn't want Iran to have.
The deal Obama made took away their nuclear energy program. We had it completely and utterly solved until the moron Donald Trump came in and was like, I didn't like Obama. So now he's on the verge of starting a war, getting our troops killed. The bombing's happening right now. These are the same liars who told you we'd be safer. Do we look safer? Our troops are being bombed this very minute. Pompeo said they were dancing, the Iranians were dancing in the streets. Do they look like they were dancing in the streets? So, I mean, the degree to which they lie is unbelievable. Now, to be fair, this is Fox News, so they're never gonna do a fact check. If someone actually said a fact, they would check it on there and be like, no, wait a minute, you forgot to lie, right? But on cable news, wouldn't it be amazing if an anchor was a real person for the first time ever? Was like, did you just say evil veins? What the hell are evil veins? And did you just lie about China and Russia not criticizing us? Because they 100% did. And by the way, aren't you the same idiot who said that the Iraq war would turn out great? So are you telling us that we should believe you now when you say that the conflict with Iran is going to turn out fantastic? Weren't you, forget the idiot part, okay? Weren't you the person who was 100% wrong about the Iraq war? So why on God's green earth would we trust you now on this situation with Iran? But they don't ever say that because, oh my God, the beloved moderate Republican Nikki Haley. How else could we get access to her lies unless we let her lie every time she's on air?